Hey, welcome back to the channel today. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to talk about D-line and edge guys. So we're kind of wrap them in together. D-line and edge guys, we're wrapping them in one together. The top 10 D-line and edge guys. My top 10 D-line and edge guys. So, hey, let's get right into it. Try to get you in and out of here in about 10 minutes. I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me for about 10 to 15 minutes. So again, I got notes. I'm going to show you the whole list, and I'm going to start from 10 and talk my way back up to 1. Alright, there's my list. Starting with Myjai Sanders. Local, well, not local kid, but from the Jacksonville area. He terrorized. Now you can hear me. Alright, starting with Myjai Sanders. He terrorized everybody in the conference. Everybody. Like, nobody really could do anything with him in that conference. He had a mean first step, and I don't know if it looked quicker because of the tackles he was playing against, but it looked pretty darn quick. His get off was pretty darn quick. He's a lean, slender guy, so he's more of a speed rusher. He's okay versus the run. The CFP challenged them a lot versus the run, and they didn't, as a whole defense, didn't respond well to it. So I'm not just going to put that on him. But he's a speed guy off the edge. May come in as a third down guy to start his career with. Maybe once he put on, pack on a few more pounds, I think he's right around like 230, 240. He could be a every down edge guy. But right now, I think he's just a speed rusher. Come in like a sub package, maybe a third down package. Number 9, Travis Jones. D-tackle. Great leverage and push up the middle. Does a good job of eating up blockers. I got down for a space eater. He commands double teams, eats up blockers, and stays at the line of scrimmage. So he'll eat up blockers and won't necessarily get penetration. He'll just eat the blockers up and kind of hold both of them there so his linebackers can run free. So if you got a linebacker that can run and can move from C gap to C gap, Travis Jones is the type of guy that linebacker will love, because he won't have very many guards trying to get up to second level to block him. So Travis Jones is a space eater, a guy that won't have a lot of stats, a guy that probably won't get a lot of glory, but a guy that whoever the linebackers are behind him would love, because he eats up blockers. And when they do decide to single him, he makes tackles. He makes tackles. Or makes the running back adjust. As a lot of times he made a play and the running back just bounced out of his hole. But there's nothing he can do about it, because that's when you need your teammates to come in and help you out there. Alright, now it's finna get a little crazy. Number 8, Jermaine Johnson, Florida State. Lightning get off. Has speed and power moves. Not just a pass rusher. Can definitely set the edge in your run game. Had a monster game versus Miami. And he probably was the biggest riser in this draft process. So from the season ending up until next week, I think Jermaine Johnson has had the biggest rise in stock, out of anybody on this list. Because I didn't know much about him before the season. Kind of midway through the season, I heard about him, but watching local news, I couldn't help but hear about him here in Tallahassee. So, and then when the Miami game came and he destroyed Miami, which hurt me, and when I went back and watched film on him, fairly good prospect. Not fairly good, real darn good prospect. But the question is, why is Karlaftis ahead of him? Karlaftis is at 7. And I'm going to tell you what I got for Karlaftis, then I'll tell you why he's ahead of Jermaine Johnson. Karlaftis has a high motor, great with the bull rush and leverage moves, an extremely disciplined player. If they're running inside zone, he's gonna keep them shoulder square till he knows that running back got the ball and then go in there. If it's some kind of a regular run and he has a C gap, he ain't dipping his head in B gap. He ain't trying to do nothing extra to go make the play. He's staying where he's supposed to be and where he coached to be. And when the ball come back, he right there to make tackles. He did show some speed moves versus lesser talent. And I think he's a 3-tech in the NFL. I don't think he's an edge guy. I think he's a 3-tech in the NFL. But the question is, why is Karlaftis ahead of Jermaine Johnson? Consistency. That's the reason in my top 10 why Karlaftis is ahead of Jermaine Johnson. Karlaftis has been consistent with what he does for pretty much 2 years. Hadn't really, showed any new pass rush moves. because I don't think you understand how good his leverage move is. His bull rush is. When he gets you in leverage and bull rushes you, he pretty much are walking the guys back to the quarterback. So, and he's so dominant with doing it, I don't think he's been forced to develop another move or counter moves because he's so good with the bull rush and leverage. So that's what Colossus is ahead of Jermaine Johnson strictly off of consistency. Colossus has been pretty consistent for 2 years. Jermaine Johnson jumped up this year after transferring from Georgia. All right, let's number 6, David Jabo. So obviously Jabo got hurt as a pro day, but these top 5 guys are monsters. And I'm gonna say Jabo is not a monster, but he pretty darn good. Let's see what I got for Jabo. Great first step, multiple pass rush moves, active, violent hands while trying to be blocked. He can, but the question is, can he be the man on the team without another great edge over there? Like he had Hutchinson on one side, can he go to another team and be the guy instead of being a complimentary guy? That's the question we have. And also with his injury, coming up, so I don't know how much he'll get to play this year. But this list is based off what he did in college, and that's why he's number 6 up there despite the injury right there. And I really like Jabo. Real active kid, real high motor kid. He had a great spin move. Had a great move versus Salyer versus Georgia in the CFP. Really like Jabo, and the fact that he had Hutchinson on the other side, I don't know if that helped him in college or it's going to hinder him in the pros, unless he get on a team with another great edge guy. But we'll see in about 2 weeks. All right, the top 5. Top 5. So you see, 5, 4, and 3 all play on the same team, which is nuts. 5, 4, and 3 all play on the same team. So let's start with Davonte White. I got speed, strength, power, and whoop ass. plays with all 3 of these traits, so you don't know what you're gonna get from down to down. He can hit you with the speed. He can hit you with power. He can hit you with a couple of moves. He can rush you from the 5. He can rush you from the 3. He can rush you from the 1. Extremely versatile along the front 7. I think I've seen him play every position but 0, with every technique on the front line but 0. The play he did versus, I think, Michigan, when the guard or maybe the center pulled and he realized it and he pretty much snapped the man's neck back, that was probably the most violent play I've seen in college football since the Jadeveon Clowney hit. That was, matter of fact, I'm lying. That wasn't Wyatt. That was Trayvon Walker. That wasn't Wyatt. That was Trayvon Walker. That was Wyatt's 95. My bad. My bus on that. My mistake. But he has played every position on that front 7, mainly 3 and 1. Didn't see Wyatt a lot of 5, but he played his son. It's just crazy how those 3 guys can be on the same team and still be considered in the top 5 in their position. It's nuts. It's nuts. And you're looking at 95, which is Wyatt. Then you bump on up to number 4, 99, Jordan Davis. I mean, I got him at number 4, but he could easily be number 1. Because he's the most disruptive force in college football this year, probably next to Hutchinson. You put 99 in the middle of your defense, your linebackers going to immediately get better. You're going to get better versus the run. You're probably going to get some interior pass rush that you don't expect to get because he can move so well. If I'm not mistaken, Jordan ran a 4.7 or 4.8 at the combine at 360. So with Jordan, you get some of everything. What I got down here for Jordan? Let me flip my page. Can wreck an offense by himself. Speed burst. I had to put speed burst in there because he don't just burn. It's speed burst, initial burst. Power, leverage, hands, violent hands, multiple moves, commands double teams, and beats them. The question is he a 3-down D lineman? Everybody questions his stamina. Can he get in enough shape? And he may be in enough shape. He's just big as heck. But can he get enough shape to be a 3-down D lineman and not just be a run guy? If he can be a 3-down lineman, he can be one of the dominant players that ever play the game. Because it's rare you can find a guy that big that can move that fast. And I don't just mean in a 40-yard dash. I mean the quick twitch stuff around the line of scrimmage. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts what you can do with Davis in the middle of your your defense. Because you're gonna get run stop, and then you're gonna get pass rush, and you're gonna get double teams, which will give one-on-ones to whoever your edge guys are. Alright? Move up to number 3. Now, and I said this story a minute ago when I had the wrong person. But Trayvon Walker, that, which is the guy that's pictured there, that play versus Michigan, and like I said, I mentioned it earlier, and I had the wrong guy. I was talking about the wrong guy. That was, you know how you do something and you see somebody get shook or something like that, and your face get ugly. That's you had kind of had that when he did that smug, mean mug, that stank face when he hit that dude like that. And you kind of feel sorry for the center, but it was oh so violent. You know, I was happy to just constantly watch that over and over and over again. And what I got for Walker is he also played the 3 of the 5, and then I saw him slide down there and pass rush out of some 1. He fits every scheme. He fits every scheme in the NFL. He can be a 4-3-3 technique or a 4-3 defensive end. He can be a 3-4-5 technique. He can be a 3-4-3 technique. It's the possibilities for this kid is he can do some everything. Used to be a running back in high school, I think. I think it was running back. Used to be a running back and a linebacker in high school. So that's where the agility come from, being able to do that stuff. Now you sit him down in front of guards that, you know, for their size, they can't really move like talking about it. And now he's beating guys. Now these top three from Georgia, Wyatt, Davis, and Walker. A lot of people say that their success was predicated on all them playing together. For these 3, they're going to go their 3 separate ways. I think all 3 of them going to have success. It's just how good of football players they are. The tape don't lie. And yeah, you don't see a lot of tape because, you know, one play Walker will make a play, then Davis will make a play, then the Kobe Dean will make a play, then somebody that's seen will make a play. So it ain't a constant Jordan Davis making plays. It ain't a constant Trayvon Walker making plays. It ain't a constant Davonte White making plays. It ain't a constant Tyndall making plays. They all so good that they just 2 or 3 plays here, 2 or 3 plays there, and now they beating the heck out of somebody. All right, let's go up to number 2. Kayvon Thibodeau. Pound for pound, the best athlete in the draft is what I got. Pound for pound, the best athlete in the draft. Pound for pound. Speed off the edge, power off the edge. He got hips like a DB. He has a toolbox of pass rush moves. He has what it takes. Like if you got a tackle out there that's a power guy, he has the speed and the moves to get by. Then if you got a tackle out there that's more of a finesse pass catcher guy, and I say pass catcher meaning they catch the pass rush instead of going to attack it. He got the power moves to beat that. I think he has the biggest ceiling out of this entire list. I think Kayvon Thibodeau has the biggest ceiling out of this entire list. Because if he gets with a coordinator that can utilize all his skill set, let him rush the passer, let him do some stunts, sneakily drop him in the flats from time to time, but you know, just use his athletic ability. Do a zone dog where he comes in, sinks to the middle, all that kind of stuff. You can do anything you want to with Kayvon Thibodeau. Anything. And I'm praising him. You probably say, why you don't have number 1? I can't have number 1. Because Aidan Hutchinson is pro-rated right now. And again, when I did my video, I talked about how I kind of hated on Hutchinson because everybody loved him, and my hate was not off of nothing he did or not any film he showed up. It's just I hated him because everybody else was talking about him. I was like, this dude can't be that good. Until I sat down and watched the tape. That dude is that good. I got Aidan Hutchinson was NFL ready yesterday. My question is, has he peaked yet? Is he as good as Aidan Hutchinson can be? That's the question we all want to know. He's powerful, has relentless effort. His pass rush moves are set up by his bull rush. So his main move is bull rush. But he does have counters off that. If you try to set on it, he has a spin. He has an arm over. Yeah, he can grab the wrist and kind of move you out the way. He does a good job of grabbing the wrist. I should have wrote that down. I forgot. He does a good job of controlling wrist of tackles when they try to punch. He has a good job of landing his hands like on the right spot, and and then finding the ball or finding the QB and just moving him out the way when he needs to. So Hutchinson he's the cream of the crop right here, because I think he's gonna come in right now and get you 6 to 9 sacks as a rookie, and maybe even more depending on what's on the front line with him. If he happened to go to, I don't know what the Lions got up there. I think the Lions gonna pick him first. So if he go to the Lions and he's probably the guy, he won't have that many sacks because he'll be the focal point of the offense. But if anybody else emerges on that D line and he can get some one-on-ones, Aidan Hutchinson should have a pretty darn good rookie year. And I could look at this list and I think everybody up here could be in the running for defensive rookie of the year, with the exception of maybe Travis Jones. And the only reason I don't think, and Jordan Davis, the only reason I don't think those guys can get it because it's very rare that a defensive tackle can garner enough attention to be the defensive rookie of the year. It's rare because they don't have a lot of stats. Their impact may be there, but they don't have a lot of stats. So everybody on this top 10 list, I think, can have a shot at winning defensive rookie of the year, with the exception of Travis Jones and Trayvon Walker. So I'm sure there's a bunch of names that you don't see up there that you want to see. Put those names in the comment section. Tell me what you like, what you dislike about this top 10 defensive line list. And keep in mind, remember, it's edge and defensive line. So you got edge guys, 3 ticks, 1 ticks, noses, outside linebacker, so to speak. But this is my top 10 defensive lineman list. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Everybody that donates to the Patreon, I appreciate it. Everybody that hit the Cash App this week, I appreciate you guys. And Patreon, Cash App, and PayPal. Appreciate all that support, man. And we got another one coming tomorrow. So tomorrow will be, it's either quarterbacks or inside linebackers, one of those two. And then Friday is another. Then Saturday is DBs. We're going to finish Saturday with the top 10 DBs. So tomorrow is either quarterbacks or linebackers, and then vice versa on Friday. Then we're going to finish this thing off with DBs, man. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Again, in the comment section, share. Hit the like button if you're still here. Like it. And let me know who you think should be on this list and who should not be on this list. Hey, man. Appreciate you guys. Peace.